Hey guys, this is John, and I'm playing Platyborg in the 3-minute pool on ICC. Just played Platyborg in the 1-minute pool, so now we're playing a more civilized time control. This is Alan Pichot from France. Okay, so I'll play this E3 variation of the Benko once again. We'll see what he has to say about this particular line. I kind of like the move h3, just to restrict his light square bishop. Then he shows that he has no intention... Whoops, I meant to play a4. Don't know why I played a3. But yeah, by playing bishop a6, maybe he wasn't intending to develop his light square bishop out to g4. So I'll go here, trying to go e5. He'll probably play knight d7, to be honest. Maybe queen c2. Problem is a3 has weakened my b3 square a little bit, so I don't like that so much. Let's just go rook e1. I can play rook fb8 soon. Better go rook e2, just defend b2. And now at least I can attempt to mess with his development a little bit, like bishop g5 is a useful move. What to do here? Queen c2 maybe. I'll go here and try to play for e5. So this turned out okay. I would have preferred my pawn on a4 way back when, but this turned out okay. Can't complain too much. This position's fairly active right now. I mean, typical Benko sort of thing. We'll go here. Keep an eye on b2. I still want to play for e5. However, his ability to play rook d4 at a key moment might be of some significance. Okay, so what happens if I play e5 now? So e5, we can trade a bunch of stuff on that square. He takes on b2 at the end. He takes with the rook. I take e7. May not be enough. Better just go rook b1. Just play it safe. Overprotect the b-pawn. So he plays queen b3. Okay. So again, I can play b e5, but yeah, but let's just do it. I'm kind of worried I'll lose my d-pawn, but I create some weaknesses in his position. Didn't really see a good way forward without that move. Take with the knight. Yeah, like he can play rook d4 here, potentially. Might just go queen c2 then. No, queen c2 would be bad, because I need my rook to help defend the knight on e5. Is he going to go rook c2? What is he going to do? Yeah, rook c2. I can take on h6, but that doesn't seem right for some reason. My queen gets awfully sidelined there. Let's do it. Let's go here. I don't want to trade with him. I'd rather keep my firepower on the e-file. Let's just take and then play king h2. He can defend e7 now, so he does drop his queen back, but this seems like a good follow-up. Now f4. This position's like pretty passive right now. Maybe h4. Just try to pry his king open. Trying to see if I can mate him in time. Like if he plays c3 here and I take, does that turn out well for me? Well, I'm just going to play it safe. Bring this back. Okay, I have this move
Check.
now. Alright, this is going to be a time scramble endgame. He has the capture on. Yeah, okay, so this is probably a win for me, I would think. Especially if I can get behind the pawn. Yeah, I think this is now a win.
Check. Check.
Yeah, this is definitely a win. Yeah.
Check. Check. Check.
He's going to make me mate him.
Check.
So let's see if I'm capable of executing this mate. Oh yeah.
Checkmate.
He made it easy. He didn't go to the center with his king. Well, I guess I was able to cut him off pretty quickly. But yeah, like here, king c4. If he had played king e4, he might have had a chance. It's probably the quickest I've ever done a king-rook versus king checkmate. It's like, when you've done this checkmate a million times and taught it as well, it's like you just kind of know the patterns. All right, well, let's take a look. So this e3 variation of the Benko Gambit, and yeah, he played g6. Usually they play queen a5 check in this position, or bishop b7. So g6, I just went knight c3, because I think if he's going to play g6, he should not capture on b5 first. Try to get me to move my light square bishop. Like, let's say he had played, as I've faced in other games in the ICC pool. So let's say he were to play g6 here. There's a chance that white might move this light square bishop somewhere like e2 or d3 or c4, and then black could take and try to argue that they've won a tempo by doing so. So I'm not sure about taking and then playing g6. So I played h3 to restrict his bishop. I just didn't want him coming to g4. I actually probably shouldn't even worry about that too much, because if he were to trade his light square bishop for my knight, then my light square bishop on the queen side would be left unopposed. And I don't think that's to his benefit. So maybe I shouldn't have played h3. It might have been more constructive to play something like e4 right away, or maybe a4. Those moves look pretty good. Yeah, so I meant to play a4 here. Take and then knight takes, and I like white's chances. Perfectly playable position for black, but I think white's better there. So a3, he took, I took. I thought maybe he should have played rook fb8 a little bit sooner, like right here. Maybe rook fb8. Although the knight is bound for c7 anyways, which I think he played. Then I played rook e2. We swapped. I got bishop g5 in. So I think I'm nursing like a small advantage here. Trying to go e5. This move prevents e5 because it's x-raying my bishop on f4. I would lose the bishop if I advanced. So here, yeah, position roundabout here seems critical. Rook b1. Let's just see what the engine has to say about this. It likes knight b6, rook b7. Yeah, thinks white has a slight edge. So here, and it does like e5. Fairly certain I misplayed something in the ensuing heavy piece endgame. Queen and rook versus queen and rook. I took on h6, he took here. So here I can just take on b2 and then take on e7. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. I had to work pretty hard to try to win the e-pawn, and I never actually succeeded in winning it, so this would be a simple way to yeah, just bag that pawn. Instead I did this and
Check.
Made it more complicated for myself, because now he can come back and defend that e-pawn. One thing I do want to check is, so when I had this idea h4, h5, I wonder if here I had some mate or something. Like I was trying to calculate h takes g6, c2, and whether I could mate him in time. You see the engine really likes rook f5. Huh. Rook f5. Wow. So he can queen. I take here with check. He has to block me from queening. Not just that move. and it says I'm going to win because queen g8 is such a powerful threat. He's got 2 queens. They're both trained on f4, but I have 2 things defending f4 conveniently. Wow, so black's busted. Yeah, I wasn't able to work out the details of that. I kind of sensed like maybe I would be winning here somehow, but I couldn't quite tell. That's a cool line. So for that reason, I played a much more passive move, queen c1. Yeah, after which it looks like my position is not so good anymore. Queen c4 would have been strong for him here. Okay. He did this. I brought the rook back. And I was able to take. Yeah, we got into this endgame. I tried to defend with my rook laterally. a4 is a good move. Okay. Rook d4. e5 was resourceful. And here it says I should just go back with my rook. Because the way I did it loses a pawn. But it does... Well, actually, it doesn't lose a pawn because I get f4 at the end. Maybe he should have activated his rook right away. Like, the engine is suggesting rook d5 in order to, like, go, let's say, check and then put the rook behind the pawn. Yeah, with better drawing chances than what happened in the game. In the game, he tried that too late. Like, he let me bring up my king, and only a little bit later did he activate the rook. And I went here because getting the rook behind the pawn is great for me. That means his rook will eventually have to come somewhere on the a file to stop it. So here he could have played rook back to a5, rook a3, king e6. I wonder if this is a draw. King here. It's a lot easier if my pawn is 1 square closer to promotion. Like if it's on the 5th rank or the 6th rank. Especially the 6th rank. If it's on the 6th rank, then I can play rook a5 and attack his e5 pawn. But here, I don't know if I can win this. Because my king has a hard time coming up. And if I try to bring my king over, he's going to get counterplay with his e-pawn. More than likely. e4, king here. Rook e5. Yeah, his e-pawn is potentially becoming dangerous. Well, I won't exhaustively analyze that endgame, but I think that's what he had to do. He had to put his rook in a more active defensive position, preferably behind the pawn, a little bit quicker than what he did in the game. Yeah, and I think he's losing now.
Check.
Just run the pawn.
Check.
And having my rook on the 5th rank is really nice. Yeah, I can just drag his king away. And this is winning. Yeah, if he proceeded with like king e8, I could just go here, here, here. He's got to move his rook, and yeah, I'm going a7, king b7 if necessary. It's over. So, yep, he tried to flee to the center, and like I said, I might have had more trouble mating him with this amount of time if he had done king e4 or king d4. I guess it's mate in 13, but I guess this is mate in 13 too. I don't know. Well, definitely here king d4, not go to the side. Not sure I would have been able to execute that in 5 minutes. All right,
mate.
5 seconds rather. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this Benko game versus Platyborg, and I'll be back tomorrow with another Blitz game. Thanks for watching, guys.